footage from a doorbell camera captured the moment a strange creature crawls up the wall. Looking closely, it has long, thin arms. But what kind of creature do you think this is? This footage from a door.
Unexplained things caught on camera. Do not watch this video if you are home alone right now, because it's just way too freaky and you're not going to be able to deal with it. This mom is home. 39-year-old Amber is home with her baby daughter. You saw the baby's sitting there in the crib, sleeping. She's trying to like catch up on some TikToks or whatever, and everything's just like chilling. She's got the security camera in her room for safety measures. I want you to just bear with me here for a second because it gets a little crazy. This right here, this area, just pay attention to this area right here. While no one else is in the room, she's sitting there by herself. The entire freaking blanket starts to move, but then she notices it and it freaks her out, obviously, because the blanket just moved by itself and it's still moving, and then she moves, but this pillow right here, I'm gonna zoom in, it decompresses down. What is that? How is this freaking possible? Tell me. Follow for more.
Real or fake, that kind of gave me the chills. Her reaction kind of looked authentic, but who knows, it probably could have been fishing wire.
Hey y'all, watch this video real quick and then at the end I'm going to tell y'all what I think about it.
The Child Eater Fountain in Bern, Switzerland. Finally somebody poured blood over it, like red color, so people wake the fuck up. What's really going on?
This is the whole story behind Santa, y'all. This is Krampus, basically the evil version of Santa. But as we all should know, Santa is also Satan when you switch the words around. And if you've seen that Disney snippet with them kids and they had Satan instead of Satan, then you should definitely know what I'm talking about here. And honestly, this country has been doing this for years, embodying this energy and doing this to little kids. And while we think Christmas is just a holiday, it's honestly really evil. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us already know that, but it's just the fact that when you start putting the dots together, it doesn't sit right with you no more. And especially with all this talk about Hollywood being talked about, we should definitely start paying more attention to these holidays for real. Because all of these things are rituals that we are partaking in innocently. And they really be doing this type of stuff to kids. And they've been in Disney movies with the Pinocchio and all that. So it's real. Let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments too.
Alexa, could you please tell me who all the investors in TikTok are? Why don't we find out who really owns TikTok? Then maybe we don't have to worry so much about China if we realize that the main investors are American. Yeah, thanks, Alexa. You might want to stay till the end for this one. Oh, this just shows you how much research you do, because you just ask Alexa. Alexa sometimes spills the beans, and then I fact check her. I'm kind of like the Mark Zuckerberg of the Alexa. Anyway, enjoy. Alexa, why are they trying to ban TikTok again and rush it through so quickly?
The attempt to ban TikTok is due to national security concerns for the United States. Lawmakers who support the blacklisting of TikTok on state-owned devices say there are real potential threats to user data privacy and that they worry that China could order TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, to collect data on American users.
Alexa, could you please tell me who all the investors in TikTok are?
From LibertyStockTrader.com. Shares in TikTok are owned by the founder Yiming Zhang, ByteDance, and 7 private equity firms: Coatue, General Atlantic, Hillhouse, KKR, Sequoia Capital, SoftBank, and Source Code Capital.
Are there any American investors in TikTok?
To do this, just ask me on your mobile device.
Wow, it seems like you keep wanting me to switch over to the phone when I feel really comfortable, talking to you like this. I mean, I'm doing my nails. Can't really switch over to my phone right now. So let's ask again. Alexa, are there any American investors in TikTok?
To do this, just ask
Alexa,
me.
stop. Alexa, what American investors are there on TikTok?
From Variety.com. TikTok Global will be majority owned by American investors, including Oracle, Walmart, and 4 VC firms, which are each existing ByteDance investors: Susquehanna International Group, General Atlantic, Sequoia Capital, and Coacha Management.
Oh, let's see, you did it again. I bet you do. Did Oracle and TikTok join forces?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, Oracle was approved to purchase a 12.5% stake in TikTok Global in September 2019.
Oh. Alexa, is Oracle an American company?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, Oracle Corporation is an American multinational computer technology corporation headquartered in Austin, Texas.
Interesting.
Hey, it make you raise questions, especially when it's U.S. companies owning a piece of it. It seem like these companies not bowing down to these politicians, so they trying to take it away. That's just my opinion. Leave a comment.
My heart is beating so fast.
I think that the whales are trying to tell us something.
Whale tail. It's just come up and stuck its tail up and it's not going anywhere. I don't even know what to say. Please, look it up. You can hang. I'm gonna get too close. Look it up. This is the craziest thing that's ever happened. The transparent kayak is making the whales act so weird. It's just come up and put its tail up in the air like that. It's not even, I don't even know what to say anymore. Oh, and the little baby's just swimming around it. It's a, look at it, there's a huge whale tail right in front of me.
I don't think it was his boat. I think that these animals are trying to tell us something, Look, yo. It look like they trying to tell us something. Something's just not right. Wait up!
That is kind of strange. It looked like she might have been playing a game with the little one.
Morbid Facts, Part 207. The details of Chris Brown's 2009 attack on Rihanna are nothing short of disturbing. When Rihanna called out Chris for being unfaithful, an argument ensued that quickly turned violent. Chris pulled over and tried to force Rihanna out of the car, but her seatbelt prevented it. So he slammed her head against the window and punched her in the face so hard that she started spitting up blood. Chris then started driving, but continued to punch Rihanna in the face with his right hand. At one point he told her, "I'm gonna beat the shit out of you when we get home, just wait and see." Rihanna then pretended to call her assistant, telling her to have the police ready for when she gets home. To this, Chris responded, "You just did the stupidest thing ever, now I'm really gonna kill you." He soon put her in a headlock and started biting her ear before applying pressure to her carotid arteries, making her slowly lose consciousness. Rihanna then tried to gouge his eyes in an attempt to escape, so Chris started biting her fingers. Rihanna started screaming for help, causing Chris to exit the car and walk home. Brown was later charged with felony assault and sentenced to 5 years probation.
Robot just performed the first ever simulated surgery in space. Robot's name is Mira, and it performed several procedures on simulated tissue at the International Space Station, orbiting around Earth in zero gravity. This is a monumental achievement for science. And what's even cooler is that the robot is operated and controlled by actual human doctors back on Earth. This is a game changer for so many reasons. As we start to explore space more and spend longer in space and able to access important medical procedures and healthcare is critical. The fact that doctors can start doing surgeries and big procedures back on Earth for astronauts in space and all of us as more people start going into space starts to make space travel a lot safer. But it's also just another win for remote surgery. If you live in a rural area or you need access to a very specific doctor to do a very specific procedure, well, now geography and location isn't as relevant. As long as that facility has one of these robots, the doctor could operate and perform surgery from anywhere.
That look cool and all until a malfunction. No details necessary. Just use your imagination.
We might live in a multiverse. No, not that kind. Something more realistic. And this grand notion stems from a very humble idea. What if our universe expanded faster than we thought? I'm talking about inflation. Not of the sonic variety, you degenerates. Initially proposed in 1979 to explain why we haven't found any magnetic monopoles, the idea is that in the very early universe, the universe expanded exponentially quickly for a very short period of time. Turns out that this idea also solved other serious problems too, like the horizon problem and the flatness problem. However, it wasn't long until cosmologists like Paul Steinhardt, Alexander Vilenkin, and André Linde showed that, generically, such a mechanism would lead to more and more universes being born every moment. But these aren't separate universes like those found in the Marvel multiverse. In some sense, they're like islands or pockets of normal universe surrounded by a different kind of vacuum universe. Here, the space between universes grows exponentially, while the universes grow significantly more slowly. The only thing preventing you from going to another universe is the light speed limit. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. The simplest version of the story goes something like this. The universe starts out empty, with the exception of a quantum field that is very highly energized. Much like dark energy today, this enormous vacuum energy causes expansion, doubling in size roughly every 10 to the minus 37 seconds. Compare that with our current universe, which doubles in size roughly once every 10 billion years. However, the potential energy responsible for this enormously energetic vacuum isn't stable. Think like a ball at the top of a hill. If given a slight nudge, it'll roll down. Our quantum field is a bit like that. If it oscillates off that plateau just a little bit, it'll roll down and dump that energy, kicking off a big bang in the process. The trouble is, the field has that energy at every point in space. So the most likely outcome is that at one point in space, it will begin to roll down the hill, and while it may infect nearby points of space, it can't spread faster than the rest of the universe is already growing. So you end up with little pockets with big bangs happening surrounded by space that is just itching to roll down the hill, getting further and further away. But every time the field rolls down somewhere, almost instantaneously, that location is isolated by the rapid expansion of the surrounding universe. While this is just the simplest version, all eternal inflation models, which is what they're called, basically amount to the same idea. So that's how we end up with a multitude of universes, with new universes popping up all the time just far, far away. Or we might if this theory didn't have problems. See, back in 2013, the Planck mission took data from the cosmic microwave background radiation with unprecedented accuracy. And according to some people, including one of the originators of eternal inflation, Paul Steinhardt, this data basically ruled out many versions of eternal inflation. Now, I won't go into the reasons because they're apparently fairly contentious and also quite involved, but eternal inflation seems to be on shaky ground. Hopefully, with more data and better theory though, we'll come to a definitive answer one way or another.
The way they describe the expansion of the universe, it kind of sounds like an external being just flipping a switch to his project.
What is the tie between the twin flame teaching and reptilians? I know for sure twin flame preachers are going to come at me in the comments, but I welcome it. Through my research, the New Age teachings of twin flames is a way for these energy vampires, the reptilians, the Anunnaki, the elite, to come in and infiltrate people who have wide open heart chakras. Reptilians are bottom feeders. They will eat any type of energy that you give out, whether that be fear, hatred, lust, love, light, doesn't matter. Why is it that the twin flame paradigm is so similar, if not exactly the same, as a narcissist and empath paradigm? See, when you come down onto this matrix, and let's say you have a supposed divine mission here, you're supposed to be a healer or you have a huge divine path ahead of you. The matrix's energy is so dense that it makes you kind of forget what your divine mission is. When you are born here, you get easily infiltrated. And because humanity craves love, the best way to infiltrate a light worker is to send in a false counterpart. Instead of healing humanity as a whole, like your mission was supposed to, you're now only solely focused on this one person who will likely never change because they are likely a narcissist or a sociopath. There's this amazing author called Eve Lorgen. Her book is called The Love Bite. She talks about alien interference in romantic connections, and she also talks about the twin flame connection. Basically, this genius woman has figured out a pattern in that people get set up with these divine counterparts or these soulmate twin flames, and they have signs and synchronicities of this person coming in before they even come in. Psychics tell them about them. And when they get into a relationship with this person, they realize that they are a complete psychopath. And the psychopath, the narcissist, the reptilian cause so much trauma to this person that they can no longer do their soul's work. If you feel like you have been a victim of this bizarre occurrence, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you, if this video is meant for you, you will see this video. Know that it's not too late to have discernment. You can pull yourself away from this paradigm Once you've gotten a taste of reptilian energy, you know exactly what you're going to look for in the future so you can avoid these types of people. Every single human being on this planet has some sort of reptilian DNA in us because we are hybridized with these fallen angelics, these Anunnaki, these reptilians. But some of us have more of it, especially if you're tied to the royal bloodlines. And the ones who have more of it and are easily possessed by these entities, they will seek out those who carry a lot of light, those who have an open heart chakra, and they will suck your energy out of you. The agenda of these fallen angelics is to keep humanity down, to make us forget our true divine mission here and the power that we actually hold. Unfortunately for these elites, a lot of us are waking up now. And a lot of us are remembering that the history that we're taught about the cosmos, the universe, the occult, the ancient practices, it's not what we think it is. Humanity actually has very, very powerful DNA. And if you're curious to learn more about what my whole page is about, basically, my book, Made in God's Image, that you can find linked in my bio, exposes everything, and hopefully it will give you a new perspective on this reality. Having discernment is different from having fear. You need to have discernment to navigate through this matrix. You cannot keep living in Delulu land.
Is this a reptilian? You tell me. Or maybe I'm just being too paranoid. But does this look natural to you? Or does this look unnatural to you? Comment down below and you tell me, what is going on here? To me, this looks very unnatural. This looks sort of like a skin suit type mask. But maybe I'm just being too paranoid. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. But again, you tell me what is going on here. I don't even know who this is or who this is supposed to be, but it just looks off, in my honest opinion. But again, maybe I'm just being too paranoid. What do you all think about this? Comment down below, like this video, and share wherever. And feel free to also repost this. There's a lot of weird things happening in the year 2024.
Reptilian or just the effects of thin skin and facelifts?
Yeah, a plane did this, y'all. The aviation industry is going down. No pun intended.
It literally just happened. There are so many police here now. It's crazy. So these two cars, and they found some of the landing gear over there. They think it was a United 777.
Shortly after takeoff from San Francisco International Airport, a United Airlines plane bound for Japan lost a tire. The debris damaged several cars at an on-airport employee parking lot.
And then this happens to this Boeing jet over here. Its landing gear collapses, y'all. Remember when I told you guys that the productivity and quality of things are going down? Yeah, you see? People aren't putting effort into things anymore. Like, people know, like, things are about to come to an end in a sense. Like, we all feel it collectively. That's why all this is happening. It's crazy. But yeah, you guys see a pattern with these planes, because these things were not happening like this. I just came from California, and the turbulence was definitely not needed. That's for sure. I'll tell you that. I could have definitely done without the turbulence because it was extremely rough, you guys. So the skies are talking right now. I'll let you know that. So much activity is going on in the sky, and then we have the spiritual world merging with this physical world. So there's activities going on that we can't even perceive right now. But nonetheless, this video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situation during these interesting times. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. You already know what to do, y'all. Keep up with me and my...
Thank goodness wasn't nobody injured. Imagine being in your car before work, calling off in the parking lot, and then this happened. Looked like somebody missed scheduled maintenance.
What actually happens if you die on a cruise ship? Nah, you will not believe this. Like, oh my days. So if you or anyone in your family, anyone you know dies on a cruise, you will not be allowed to get off. So of course you're in the open sea. They're not going to chuck you overboard, and they can't find the nearest port and just take you there so you can get off and cry. So every single cruise ship actually has a morgue on it. If that's not creepy, I don't know what is. Now this is where the statistics come in, which are a little bit scary. Over 3 people a week die on cruises. That is just nah. But I mean, it it makes sense because think of a lot of old people that go on cruises, you know, that's a big target market for them, so yeah. So if you're on a cruise right now, you're going on a cruise, just think about how there's probably the morgue right underneath your feet, which could have hundreds of people in it. But yeah, literally these morgues do get used. Hundreds of people every single year die on cruises and are put in these morgues. But imagine being that family, that your mum or your dad has just passed away, and you now have to just sit on the cruise for the rest of the trip, where it might be like a week or two, watching everyone else enjoying themselves. You can't get off, you're just stuck on it, knowing your mum or dad is in the morgue. Oh my god, no. Yeah, no, honestly, I genuinely did not know that until today. But please let me know in the comments down below if you knew this, and make sure, as always, you hit that follow button.
So apparently, China has been spent on by a megatomic blizzard. And it seems like they're getting terrorized by a new gang on the street called the Eastside Frozen Bandits, with notorious members like Lil Bro from Johnny Test, Elsa from Frozen, and Mr. Freeze. Nah, on a serious note though, this looked like this is a clip straight out of the movie 2012. And it seems like as the days go on, we're having more and more strange weather patterns that's happening. Because there's no way that this whole area is covered in 2 inches of ice. Straight ice. Look at the cars. The car has been obliterated with ice. And it seems like the weather is only getting worse and worse as the days continue. Yeah, the planet is definitely giving us signs as she twerked an ice sheet over China. And we all remember how scientists have been raising the alarm through the roof about climate change. What's changed before our eyes? We have new rivers that pop up in new places and others where rivers dried up. Ice as thick as 2 inches and summers as hot as the sun. Y'all let me know what y'all think about China having this ice sheet obliterate them in the comments. So like and follow for more with an insight.
Just a theory, but why fight with missiles and bombs when you can just use the weather?
How realistic are the sandworms in Dune? The Shai Hulud are around 130 feet wide and up to 1,300 feet long. Or 4 Godzillas? The shape itself is not a problem. They look a lot like other kinds of worms or lampreys, but an object that doubles in size increases its mass by a factor of 8. And with the laws of physics and planetary gravitation still holding true, it would be crushed under its own weight. You might think that as it gets bigger, it just gets stronger, but a muscle twice as large is not twice as strong. Actually, that efficiency gets worse as things get bigger. The other issue is how it moves. The worms don't swim or wiggle like snakes. They just barge straight forward like a train. The only explanation is that they're ingesting the sand and just pooping it straight out. Which leads me to wonder, if you're swallowed up, could you just wait until you get shot out through the back? Speaking of, what are they eating to justify their size? The amount of energy they'd need to consume is not lining up with this ecosystem. A blue whale, for example, the largest animal to have ever lived on Earth, eats up to 20 tons of food a day. If a sandworm is 15 times that size, that's at least 300 tons of food a day. The equivalent of eating 60 elephants. Like where? However, the hallucinogenic element is reasonable. We have stuff on Earth that does trippy things. Also the teeth and overall shape. Otherwise, given the parameters of this planet, it's just too big to be real.
Just a theory. But if these sandworms, who says they just can't live off the sand? But if one of those is real, I'm pretty sure we would have counted one by now.
Is there a possibility that the reported hole in the sun could have some effect on the total solar eclipse happening over North America on April 8th? Now hear me out on this. These are my thoughts and my opinion, but let me just tell you about them. I think most people know that a few months ago it was announced that there is a hole in the sun, a giant hole, that's shooting out more solar flares and solar wind than I guess usually happens. Now this that they're calling a hole has been documented by scientists, astronomers, NASA, and people all over the world. And like I said, they talk about how it's the cause of bigger, more intense solar activity. So I started to think about that intense solar activity hitting at the same time as the total solar eclipse on April 8th. Because a lot of people, not just people I talk to, but a lot of people have been having strange, strong feelings that this solar eclipse is going to be something different. Even in the press and scientists say this will be a different solar eclipse than the one 7 years ago. I'm just thinking, like I said, it's just my opinion, but I'm just wondering, does that hole in the sun, that massive hole in the sun, have anything to do with this solar eclipse being different and people having more fears of this one than any that I can remember in the past? But I'm curious about what you think. Could these events possibly be connected? Or is it all just a coincidence? Let me know in the comment section. Shabadoo!
It's 2024 and y'all still listening to the stories of the media. If you are paying attention to what's going on right now, there is a lot of distractions, a lot of whistleblowers. People from Hollywood speaking about Area 51. They speaking about the Illuminati, their sacrifices and the rituals. Is this a distraction? And if it is, what are we being distracted from? If you are paying attention, you know April 8th, we are going to have a solar eclipse. There's going to be an X that cross out America. The X means incorrect. So anytime you see an X, that means you're about to be crossed off. They don't want people to understand what's about to take place in the matrix. The grid is about to go down. And once the grid go down, the matrix go down. So anyone that's connected to the matrix, guess what? You go down with the system. That's why Hollywood always give us distractions. Look left, look right, up, down. Do you want to be a part of my group or the whistleblower is about to expose it? If you keep following these trending topics, you're gonna miss real events. The solar eclipse is coming, and the new moon that's coming in 2 days is actually attached to it. What's going on right now with these whistleblowers in Hollywood? This is a ritual. They are taking our energy to make things manifest again. They know once the solar eclipse come, the grid is down. Once the grid go down, the matrix go down. The 3 days of darkness, we've been hearing about these stories for a long time. But what if I told you it's really going to happen? And when it happens, we're not going to be ready because we're worried about the whistleblowers, distractions, the Illuminati. Is this shit all set up? Understand something. They need our energy. We don't need their energy. A big shift is about to take place. Don't go down when the grid go down.
Wow, there is something very, very wrong with 2024. I almost can't even believe this. 5 Beverly Hills students are expelled for using AI to create explicit images of their classmates. Did y'all hear what I just said? Children are using AI to make explicit images and maybe even videos of their classmates. And these students were 13 and 14 years old. What's stopping them from doing this in elementary school, knowing that most children have phones? And it's no surprise it happened in California. And it was not explicit images of one child, it was of 16 of them. I've been meaning to talk about the dangers of AI on society and especially on our children for weeks now, and this is the perfect time. I'm telling you right now that this demonic technology will ruin our kids. Not may ruin, it will ruin our kids. And with the Apple Vision Pros and the MetaQuest goggles and Sora, the AI video maker, it's going to make things so much worse and so much more deviant. By the way, Meta, Facebook, the Bible tells of this. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. By the sorceries of Babylon, by the sorceries of Hollywood, were all nations deceived. The Greek word for sorceries is pharmakia. Look at line 4 of the definition. Meta, Facebook. And you can see the rest of them. Entertainment is just one faucet of the pharmakia that's going to deceive the world by Babylon, by America. If people can't control themselves, and most can't, relationships, marriages, and children are going to suffer at the hands of AI and explicit images and videos. Only Jesus Christ can change your heart.
Now that's just crazy. These kids these days is taken to a whole new level with AI. And the way it's advancing, we're going to start seeing more and more of these type of things taking place.
I usually get anxiety and panics only when I'm in stores. Why? The reason you have anxiety or you start to get into a panic is because of the LED lights which are up in those stores. So what happens is think of this happening and you can't see it. And that's going like this when you walk into those stores, and they're also emitting Wi-Fi and all types of frequencies, which speed up the ability for the heart to function and speed up the central nervous system. So that is why you start to develop anxiety or a panic. Because what happens is anxiety is your central nervous system is firing so fast that you can't relax. The oxygen is not flowing as well. So if you need things to reduce or help to heal anxiety, things like reishi mushroom, you can do barefoot grounding, some breath work, But those would be some things that you can do. But yes, the stores are crazy. I mean, half the stores, I stopped going to stores a long time ago because most of the stores, you know, with all the lights and everything that they keep putting in, all these like scan your faces and scan your eyes and all kinds of weird technology, I don't want to be a part of that. You know, I'm just good.
I need somebody on my Facebook to let me know what this is and how the fuck this happened. Look at the glass. It's supposed to look like that. You gotta grab it by the neck to drink. Look at, choke that shit.
I'm just trying to cut sponges, and they will not. What the fuck? It's magic. Like, please go back into the box. Oh my.
What the heck is going on? Why is this guy purple? It is currently 8:38 p.m. We got this. Look, elsewhere.
Humanity is on the precipice of another huge spiritual awakening. And a lot of you guys who are going to be spiritually awakened this year, you are not going to be prepared for the things that you will learn. The rabbit hole goes very, very deep. This is a forewarning to those who are going through a spiritual awakening right now, or you feel like you're about to because you're starting to learn things that shock you. This world is not what you think it is. This is why they say ignorance is bliss, because whatever you think reality is, just toss it in the trash after you go through a spiritual awakening. Whether or not you've come to believe this or you don't believe this, the people that are in control of our society, the top 1%, they are all either Freemasons, Templars, Skull and Bones, Satanists, Luciferians. These are the leftover Nephilim hybrids that were here hundreds of thousands of years ago. They have never left, they just know how to hide themselves better. And you may not believe this, but they don't care if you don't believe this. They believe this. They believe they are superior to you. They believe they serve a superior alien god, which is their creator god. These elites are hybrids of Anunnaki and reptilian and other ET races that are not here for humanity's good. And they use humanity as a loosh farm. They absorb your energy, they eat your energy. They live to control you. And what they're doing right now is they are on the precipice of awaiting their gods to come back onto Earth. And please don't consider this video as fear-mongering. Sometimes we need to face reality for what it is. And fear is a necessary tool for us to get into a more heightened state of being, and then we can actually do something about it. We can actually gain enough courage to change the fate of humanity. The things that these elite do to humanity, do to children, the amount of souls they have fragmented and the amount of souls they have destroyed is insanity. The reason why we are still stuck in this predicament is because this is why it's called human nature. This is why history repeats itself. Humanity never learns to stand up for itself. If you truly want to see change in the years to come, especially if you're newly spiritually awakened, you have to do something. If you can have a platform and spread news, great. But true change also comes with healing your own energy. When your own energy is healed, then you will impact others energetically just by even getting near them in a positive way. The reason why I do what I do is because I want humanity to stop repeating the cycle. A lot of you watching this video right now, you may not know this, but your soul came back down here as a volunteer to try to help awaken humanity again. Don't lose sight of your soul's mission. Accomplish it no matter what. And for those of you who are new on this path and you are already shocked at what you're learning, I hope you have a strong stomach, because more shit is gonna come out.
Do y'all think she really believe what she's saying, or she trying to sell books?
You think about something that stressed you out a week ago, your body doesn't know the difference between past, present, or future, because the truth be told, all you have right now is the now. So when you feel something, feel pain from something that happened last month, last week, your body thinks that you're going through it right now. So if your body cannot tell the difference between past, present, future, then that means that if I imagine and I make myself feel like I am wealthy now, my body is going to think that that is what is happening right now. A lot of y'all are getting too stuck in your emotions. You're becoming a victim instead of becoming a victor over your situation. And you're not realizing that by you putting yourself in victim mentality, you only create more situations that make you a victim. So by all means, if you want to stay in victim mentality, be ready for more victim circumstances. But if you want to be victorious over your life, you have to be able to feel victorious.